John from MaffmanJones Reviews. Give a moment to give yourself a round of applause because 2012 is almost over, and personally for me, this has been one of the quickest years of my life. I mean, I started reviewing movies in early January, and I've been reviewing for almost a year now, and it's just whoosh! Throughout this year, we have had some wide range of movies. A lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of mediocre, a lot of disappointing, a lot of surprising. But for today's video, the second to last video of 2012, these are my best movies of 2012. Not particularly the best, objectively, but my favorites, which are subjective. And I also have to mention specifically that I did not see every movie of 2012. I did miss a lot of indie flicks, good movies that came out. So some movies that you might consider be in your favorites list might not be in mine. But considering what I saw throughout the last 12 months, here is my list for 2012. The best movies, in my opinion. Coming in at numero 10, or 10, is The Amazing Spiderman. Now, when the announcement for the reboot was first released, I was not in high regards to it. But as I saw the movie, I enjoyed it. Saw it a second time with the family, and I liked it even more. And now I have it on DVD, and I'm watching it over and over again. I really like what they did, and I like the direction they took. And there are a lot of flaws, yes. But emotionally, it connected with me, and I think potential for sequels is very high. This movie is number 10. Coming in at number 9, this was not originally on my list because I had a lot of other things going on, but Django Unchained. This movie was awesome, and coming out of it at first, I liked it a lot, but I did not love it. But the more I think about it, even to this very moment, the more I love it. Because I think back on some of the moments and the fight sequences and the shootouts and the dialogue, and I just think, that was a great movie. Not just a great Quentin Tarantino movie, but just a great movie in general. Great characters, a good story, everything. And I can't wait to watch it again in the future. That's my number 9. Coming in at number 8 is a movie that I was excited for, but I didn't know what to expect, and that's Zero Dark 30. This is because even though the movie kind of drags in the middle section of the film, overall it is very emotional, it's very impactful and investing with audiences, and just the way it built up to the climax was something that I haven't experienced only a couple times this year, and the last half an hour of the movie is some of the most captivating stuff I've seen in a long time, and I loved it, and that's why it's my number 8. Coming in at number 7 is a movie that I read the script for 2 years beforehand, 2010, and I knew everything going into it, but I still highly enjoyed it in a great way, and that's Cabin in the Woods, directed by Drew Goddard, produced by Joss Whedon. This movie is a satire of sorts on the horror genre, and there are, well, even though the CGI is kind of iffy towards the end, and I won't spoil a thing, but this movie is highly satisfying. It's a great fun time. It's just, everything about this movie, I feel like it'll be a cult classic one day. Yeah, Cabin in the Woods, if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Go watch it now. And that's why it's my number 7. We are almost at the halfway point. Coming in at number 6 is the Ben Affleck directed flick Argo. Now, Ben Affleck has been on this streak where he's making consistently good movies year by year. And Argo is, even though I love the town, this is his best movie yet. It had great characters, a great story, which is actually a true story, and the suspense built up throughout the movie is great. The movie was very enlightening and informative in regards to the film industry and what actually occurred back in that time, but it also shows the true gravitas of the emotion of that situation that all these people and hostages were in, including Ben Affleck's character. Really, this movie deserves my number 6 spot. We are truly rolling in the deep now. Coming in at number 5 is The Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises. Bane! This movie had Bane, first of all. A great villain. The story, which was kind of flawed, but very emotionally uplifting and powerful. And it just felt like a great conclusion to the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. This movie was captivating in ways that the first time I saw it in the theater, I'll never forget, and that's why it's my number 5. Coming in at number 4, here's a surprise that I didn't expect personally, The Grey. The Grey came out 2 or 3 weeks into January, and I expected something that would be fun but not really, emotionally heavy. The Gray is one of the most emotional, depressing movies I have seen all year and for all my life. But leaving that theater, seeing that movie, I was just affected for days. This movie does have a good theme about it, where it shows that life is really short in this world and you have to take every moment into account, because you never know when your days are very numbered. You don't know when your time will come. This movie was crazy, and I think it truly deserves my number 4 spot. Whew! Top 3. Number 3 will be WreckIt Ralph. WreckIt Ralph is an animated movie by Disney's Animation Studios, not Pixar, even though you'd think it'd be Pixar, and it involves video game characters. And the reason why it's just so high on my list is because I used to be a video game nerd, which is kind of biased, but this really captured the personification of video games in a great way. Disney tends to always have a great villain, because you can't have a great Disney movie without a great Disney villain. The villain in this one was cuckoo beyond belief, but I enjoyed him a lot. And yeah, WreckIt Ralph is my number 3. We're getting really close now. Number 2 is a movie that I was anticipating for years. And I saw it early, almost a month early, and I was floored. And it's a blockbuster, a movie that I love to death, and it's The Avengers, of course. The biggest blockbuster, the 3rd biggest blockbuster of all time, actually, specifically. But yeah, everything about this movie was captured in a great essence. Everybody gets a fair share. Everybody. Maybe Hawkeye doesn't, but everybody, for the most part, gets a good amount of screen time, and they all come together for a climactic battle towards the end, which is one of the best, most satisfying endings I have seen in a blockbuster in a while. And this movie deserves all the money it got, all the praise it gets, and it is a great summer blockbuster. Oh my god, The Avengers, number 2. Whew, we're finally there. Coming in at number 1 was a movie that, before I saw it, I would never expect this to be in my top 10, let alone my top 20, let alone my top ever, anything. But The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This movie is a high school movie, and it concerns the struggles and stresses of being a high school freshman, because the main character hangs out with seniors, and it just captures the true essence of high school. It just hit me personally on such an emotional level that I walked out of it I don't know, it's just words beyond explanation. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is a special movie, and hopefully it gets more exposure when it comes out on Blu-ray, because it didn't make all that much money at the box office. And I swear to God, people, if you have not seen this movie, I highly recommend it. Perks of Being a Wallflower is one of my favorite movies, not just of 2012, but of the last 5 to 10 years. It's... man. So that's it. Those are my top 10 movies of 2012. I hope you enjoyed this little journey we took here. If you agreed with my list, or you disagreed, or you have your own list already, let me know what you think in the comments down below. What are your favorites of this year? There was so many movies that came out that were good this year. I think this might have been one of my favorite years of movie making. I am so thankful for coming into YouTube as a movie reviewer at a time when a peak occurred, a pinnacle. And hopefully it doesn't go downhill from here. But if you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to MaffmanJones. Also check out my Facebook and Twitter accounts on the channel itself, or down below in the link. It should be there, hopefully. My worst 10 of the year is coming up soon. Look forward to that. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to talking about those movies, because after I talk about them at this video, never again. But yeah, one more video and then we're off to 2013. Can't believe it. I'm John from MaffmanJones Reviews. See you for one more video in 2013. Poof.